Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Amalgam Ash, and this is what I typically do during my video editing session in Adobe Premiere Pro. This isn't going to quite be a tutorial so much as it's going to be a let's edit together. I'm going to show you what my workflow is for my videos. This video will actually have a lot of the same edits that you see me applying in terms of where filters go and where things like motion graphics and keyframes might go. So it's going to be a bit of a video inception for me, but all you have to do is watch. So some time ago, last year, 2 years ago, I think now, year before last anyway, I think, I created a video in which I showed you kind of how I edit videos using Shotcut. And the subject of that video was me editing my Let's Play for Our Secret Garden Part 2 by Azorius, made for the SGB Summer Jam. And this time around, I'm going to be editing Tyrodem's Gin House Blues, the second episode, which by now has already gone up. So if you're interested in watching that, please go check it out. And this is basically just going to show you how I edited that video using Adobe Premiere Pro. Thanks to my lovely, awesome, super cool, very kind, very nice patrons, I am able to afford an Adobe Premiere Pro subscription. I hate that business model, but it is what it is. It's the only way to get access to this software. There are some other softwares that I would like to learn how to use out of, just in case I need to. I can't call it necessity yet, but just in case one day it becomes necessary. I do know how to use Shotcut, which is free, totally free open source software for editing videos, and I used to use it. So, I've got about a year of experience under my belt with Shotcut, and I'm still helping show Shar how to use Shotcut so that she can edit videos as well for our Retro Romantics channel, or if she just wants to do a Let's Play on a game of any kind and she wants to edit the video while I'm at work or something. So this is what it looks like when I first open it up. I've got a layout that mimics my Shotcut workflow, things kind of where I expect them to be. This is how I like my Adobe Premiere Pro setup to look. And I have already browsed, navigated to my raw footage folder, which I'd like to show you my hierarchy of folders before I really get started. Right here on this PC on my desktop is a folder called Ash's YouTube Videos. And in this folder, I have a thumbs folder, which that's just automatic. Adobe makes it. But I have folders that I have ordered by naming them with numbers in the front, and they're kind of like in order of workflow / necessity. My raw footage folder is where all of my screen captures go. It's where I dump everything as soon as I'm done recording. It goes into raw footage. My second folder is assets for video. This is where my thumbnails go, my press kit graphics, motion templates, things like that. My reactions for my thumbnails. I need to make a bunch of new ones. These are old and they don't properly express my feelings. An images folder for things like one-shots or things that I might not use more than 1 or 2 times. Sound effects such as the Metal Gear do, or the yay, or the wow. I don't know why I'm mimicking them for you. My music folder, which is separated by genre. And a couple of my motion graphics are in this folder as well. My video stock footage. Next, I have MLT and pproj files. These are the saved files that Shotcut and Adobe Premiere can open. I usually don't mess with this unless I need to wipe out the hundreds of files that have accumulated over the last year while I'm making videos. Text miscellany, these are like to-do lists and secret projects and things like that, scripts that I write sometimes. 5 is ready for upload, and this is where my videos go before I upload them to YouTube. 6, streaming resources. which I haven't done a lot of streaming yet. So anything I use will be in this folder so I can find it very quickly. 7 is VR resources. That's where VRAM Malgamash lives. I haven't used him since my interview with Kane Reval, but I really wish that I could have the opportunity to take him out more often. And 8, client raw footage and resources. What is in 8, I can't show you because it is editing videos for one of my clients / customers. I'm not sure what to call them, but at some point, I would like to share who I work for sometimes, part-time. If I could land more jobs like that, that would be awesome. Let's go back into my videos, raw footage. I've got these separated by games or projects or whatever. Every single folder is going to have a number of files, and it should have 3. Should have, for example, Gin House Blues. It's going to have my face camera, face cam footage that I get off of my Samsung Note 10. I drop it in here. It's got my video for the screen capture, and then it's got a separate track which contains my microphone audio. I love having those separated out by track, and I use Action 4K to do all of my capturing. I don't use OBS. I don't use, what's the one? I don't remember. I use Action 4K, and I have loved using it, so I'm very loyal to that program. So yeah, sneak peek at all the stuff that I got going on right now. I usually don't delete the source footage folder until the video I have created gets uploaded to YouTube. It's 100% uploaded. There's no issues. Then I can delete these source footage folders. I don't keep backups of this stuff. The backups are on YouTube and the backups are on Odyssey. So anyway, back to Adobe Premiere. If I go to the folder that I want to edit, which is going to be in this case raw footage and then Gin House Blues Part 2, I drag in the video file first for the screen capture, and you can see that it has 2 blue bars. The top blue bar represents the video track, which there are 3 video tracks onto which I can drop this, and the bottom blue bar represents the audio track that accompanies the video track, and they start out perfectly synced. I just drop them on the innermost layer, where I've got V1, V2, V3, then descending order A1, A2, A3. Then I take my face cam footage, which is also a video file with accompanying audio file, and I drop that on the outer layer. And then there's this guy, and I take this last file, which is the microphone audio only. It only has 1 bar, and I drop it on the very bottom. And now I need to be able to see this stuff, so I'm going to wait for that generating peak meter in the bottom right to fill, and it did. Go to this wrench and expand all tracks. Now I can see the peaks and waves of the audio file. So I'm just gonna position my position bar. Why can't I remember what that's called right now? Whatever. Positioning this thing right here. It's Ashception, and I'm going to move this until it lines up perfectly, until the bumps, the little valleys and peaks line up perfectly with the bottom one. A lot of people like to clap when they first start recording. I never got into the habit of doing that because I always had to record when everybody was sleeping. So I just looked for the peaks and valleys. It's the same, exact same concept. And I can take this at the bottom, the scroll bar, and I can stretch it out to get the entire 30-minute video in here, or I can shrink it down to really zoom in on the track and make sure that this is very precisely lined up. It is now lined up, and this video is 1 whole second behind, so I just drag until the context alt text that pops up says a minute. I let go, and now they're not out of sync anymore. Now that the video is lined up with the audio from the microphone, I can delete the audio from the phone. What this track is here, it goes away because I only need the audio from my microphone, which is vastly superior. Not all the time, but 90% of the time. I can also hit the S key to split the track right about here and delete all this footage where I'm just kind of shuffling around, opening programs, making sure everything's right. before I start addressing you guys. So, right about here is where the real video starts, and I now can apply my filters. In my presets folder, I grab my face. That is my face filter. I have a bunch of these filters, not nearly as many as I would like to have for different situations, but I have the fundamentals here, and I kind of work after I get the fundamentals dropped. But the face contains the keying as well as a transform of the scale and the anchor and a little bit of cropping. So as soon as I drop this on here, watch what happens. Boom. That's right. So I've got a green screen behind me right now that you can't see because it's keyed out, because I'm going to be doing the exact same thing with this video as I'm editing it. But now I have me, and I can actually take and drag. No, I can't. What's going on? You know what? That's okay. I need to change the scale, though. I'm too big here. I'm going to change it to 30. And then change the positions where I'm over here. Whee! I'm going to put myself right there. Now I'm in the corner, unobtrusive, and I can begin playing the video to see if this is truly where this starts. Because sometimes I start a video and then I recall something that I should have mentioned, or I realize I don't know the creator's name or something like that, something dumb that's totally just on me, and I need to start over. But I just go ahead and start instead of messing around with stopping the video or fiddling around, anything like that. I just keep talking. That is indeed the intro, and the game music is too loud. So I'm going to grab the BGM for the game and drop it here. That's going to lower the volume, and also going to put parametric EQ onto the track, apply it, and make a center of 1000 hertz so that the music will kind of wrap around the frequency of my voice. That's much better. That sounds pretty good. I don't think I need to adjust the volume at all. So now I'm going to take BGM. No, I'm going to take the vocal. And I've numbered these to force them to appear in this order because that's how the tracks are laid out. I'll take vocal and drop that here, and now I'm going to sound like this. So just listen to what that sounds like when I take the attributes off. And then once more with the vocal effect applied. It's a lot. That's a lot of doctoring, but it's specifically tailored for me, by me, so that I am able to make sure that I get rid of any background noise that might be annoyingly hissing or humming. It takes the frequencies of my voice and applies an equalizer to them as well as a limiter. So if I get too loud, it quiets me down. If I get too quiet, it brings me up a little bit. So see over here in the effect controls section, I've got a denoiser, a click remover, a graphic equalizer, which looks like this for me. I think that sounds best. A multi-band compressor, and a hard limiter. So I've got a lot of stuff that I've thrown in here and engineered over the course of the last year and a half I've been using Premiere Pro. And then I can kind of scrub through. I don't think I had any issues with this at all, but I'll be looking for periods of silence. And a period of silence in the game track, not worried about it. I'm looking for periods of silence in the talking track. If I'm quiet, it means that I'm busy playing the game, and I know that it's content that's not necessarily going to be fun. Like maybe I died and I had to run back to the point where I was before I died. And there's me drinking my rum in the video. And I'm going to keep that in there because the point of it was just kind of hang out and drink rum. At this point, the video is pretty loud, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off keyframe for level, and I'm going to make that negative 12 decibels quieter. Okay. Okay. Excellent. All right, I like it. It's fine. I think I did a lot of talking because I was inebriated. Now there's me and Ash and Chief Ash. No relation, of course. Thought that was really cool. Really cool reference. All right, so for me, I'm not too ultra careful. I don't have to rewatch my video in its entirety to know what happened, what went on. I edit them pretty close after I get done recording them. And if I have any big issues while recording, I'll help my future self out by making some noise. So I'll see a couple of peaks up in here. But generally, if I'm pretty comfortable, I might just not even edit the video at all other than apply these filters. One last drink of rum, and I'm scrubbing all the way to the end to hear my outro. And I'll split it right there because it seems more natural. Delete those. Okay, so now that I've gotten my stuff basically formatted to be a complete video, it's time for me to grab my outro. And my outro consists of an end screen, which I can snap at the end there. And because of the SGB resolution full screening my record window and kind of setting the parameters for this entire video project, I need to take the scale of this window and reduce it. And it needs to be 66.6 to get down to where it needs to be exactly within the screen. So this is an image that I created. This is what the end card looks like. It needs updated because there's a lot of this stuff that I'm more focused on right now than others, and I would like for those things to kind of be more prominent and present in the end card, but this is what I've got for now. So I can take my motion graphics now and apply them, and the meaning behind that is, if you'll notice, special thanks to my patrons is blank. Well, that needed to be something that I could edit directly. If I left it in the image, I would be having to open a third-party software to mess with that. I don't want to do that. I've done it. You know, I did it over the course of a year. It's not fun. It's very messy and it's slow. It takes away my time and keeps me from doing other things. So I created a motion graphics file that has all of my patron names in it right here. And it just stays. As soon as I drag it on, it's exactly the length of my end card. And it's got my newest patron, 8 Pancakes for Lunch, a very handsome unit that decided to extend his kindness, and as well as all of these other great people. Nutshell, who's been my longest patron. Nutshell is a great dude. He's been enabling my lunacy for a long time now. And I really appreciate it, broski. I really do. I really do. That's not all, though. I have an outro that I need to put down. So this outro lasts about 20 seconds altogether, and I have a special outro filter that I'm going to throw on it because it sounds like this first. So let's grab that outro filter and throw that on there. And now, that's much better. A little bit of bass boost. The whole thing you've probably heard on my channel. If you've been watching for a while, it sounds like... sorry, that is actually 2 CC0 royalty-free chiptune songs. I looked forever to find royalty-free CC0 music that was chiptune, that would represent kind of my thought process, feelings, whatever vibe that I got. And I found 2. And I realized they were pretty much in the same key. I wanted something that would kind of build up and then have this beat drop section. And so I took these 2 songs and I chopped out the beginning of one and the end of another, and I put them together. And I created that file, and I've had this file ever since. I would love if somebody out there can find those songs and show them to me. They're out there on the web somewhere, and I have searched CC0 royalty-free chiptune over and over and over, and I've combed through the results, and I cannot find them. I know that one of them, the first half of the song, said it was inspired by Falling Blocks or Tetris or something, and it does kind of have that Tetris-inspired vibe, but I cannot find the songs at all, and I would love to be able to find them because I need to be able to prove that they have that CCO licensure attached so that I can get this song transformed and remade and have a cooler version of it, maybe. But for now, this is what I have, and the song has no name. It's just the Amalgam Ash channel outro. I've been taking this where I used to take it and drop it here and have the song start to play while I'm talking. I found it's much faster and makes a little bit more sense right now for me to drag it out and just cut the end of it off. Doing it this way, you don't really get a sense that the video is about to end until I start jabbering about, oh, I gotta go, see you next time. But the video, I saved that last half, and I started using the full track like this, where the last half will play during the outro card for videos where I am ending a series. So just a little bit of talking about, dumb decisions that I make and why I make them. So there's one thing left to do. I have another card, another motion graphics template that contains the names of my patrons. I always like to show them twice. I show them once during the video and once at the very end. Sometimes I don't get around to showing this card depending on the content of a given video. Like if it needs to be seen all throughout with no information being blocked, then I don't use this card. But 95% of the time I will use this card and call out my lovely, awesome patrons. And so this one's got let's mute that real quick so you don't hear it. This one's got a filter applied with keyframes such that the opacity is rendered 0, and then it slowly fades in so you can see it, and then it slowly fades out. And this entire way of showing off patrons was inspired by the way that Josh Strife Hayes shows off his. Josh Strife Hayes, one of my favorite content creators, he has a motion graphics signboard that pops up during his video that shows the names of all of his patrons. He has over 400. What he has decided to do is just shrink the text. Every single name on there, including mine, is readable when you watch a Josh Strife Hayes video. But he's pledged to continue making sure it's just one screen, not breaking anything up. And that's kind of what I would like to do as well. I would actually like to do that. So now I've got Patreon attributions. I've got all my tracks laid out. Everything's fine. Volume sounds fine. BGM has got filters. Voice has got filters. Outro is applied. It's not in the right space. Let's fix that really quick, and we'll just trim that down. And if I need to go through and start splitting stuff and taking it out, I will do that. And if I need to start blowing up stuff for comedic effect or anything like that, I will do that. For this video, I would like the focus to be on the game itself. I don't want to do a whole lot of in-your-face popping up with my head or anything like that, keyframing my face I just want to leave it to where the video is the focus and enjoy my rum in the corner. So that is all the video editing I'm going to be doing for this one. And now all I have to do is make sure that this timeline has the focus. Go to File, save it, go to File. After it black screens. Weird. And then go to Export. We're going to export the media, and we're going to give that a name, and we're going to call it Gin House Blues 2. The title of the video will be slightly different, but this will be the title of the file, and I'll save it. It'll end up being 2,471 megabytes. That's perfectly fine with me. I leave these just at their default because the default settings for an Adobe Premiere Pro exported MP4 file is better than anything I was ever able to make in Shotcut. I have no idea how or why. I know I need to be copying these down so that I can use them in Shotcut, maybe, or as close of an approximation as I can, but we're going to cue that now. And now I've got 3 things here ready to be processed. I will not process them until I have completely finished my video editing session for the night, and I've got a couple more to go before I'm ready to get up and go to bed. So I'm going to get started on another one just to kind of show you one more time, but in real time, how I do this and get it done. If you're still around, close all projects, then thank you for your interest in my channel and what I do. I really do appreciate it. This is something that I would like to do for a living. Not just the video editing. I want to create content. I want to produce it start to back, front to back, start to finish, across a variety of topics that all have to do with education, entertainment, and empowerment, as all those things apply to gaming and fantasy. I think that there's a lot of folks that would. I'm going to rant. I'm not here to rant. Let's actually just make a new project. So I have to remember what exactly I have. King and I magically smile. Oh, adventures in. There we go. I'll have to make sure that that one goes up before this video as well. But now, adventures in folder. We're going to drag over the screen capture. Now we're going to drag over my face and then the audio file. Expand all of the tracks. Wait for it to generate peak files for everything. There we go. Get up here, shrink that timeline down. I chose this one because it doesn't need a whole lot. I know that it doesn't need a whole lot. I can't edit this quickly all the time, but if I record the video the way that I want to record it, then I know it won't need a lot of editing. Shrink that down a lot more. One more. Perfect. One more. Oh, it's going to be like that, huh? That might be fine. And drag you over 18. And I had a bit of a hiccup there, it looks like. Bit of a rough start, no problem. Okay, good. We're good now. Presets. Key my face. This one was weird because I could not adjust anything having to do with the resolution. So I've got to just really come in. All right, so 418 is the scale. Right about there will do. So now what I'm going to do is grab, it's not called trim ash, it's called crop. Add a right crop to that. think that'll work. Yeah, that will definitely work. Unfortunately, that's the kind of fine-tuning we have to have. Now, I can afford to raise up my face just a little bit to get myself a little more involved. Right about there will do just fine. I made sure to set my anchor point in the corner so that I could make sure I stayed in the corner whenever I did that. And the game's BGM and my vocals. Test. Okay. And by the way, everything looks really bad and crappy and blurry because I've got playback resolution set to 1/4. I could set this to full, or I could even set it to 1/2 or 1/8, but I keep it at 1/4 for the performance within the editor. I don't need to see anything in crisp detail. I just need it to export in crisp detail. But if I do need to see it in detail for an effect or something, I can always switch it to full view. Good deal. Looking for silence. Okay. So that ended up being just fine. Oh yeah. There were periods of time where I recorded the ASCII or the binary. I'm gonna edit those out. So we're at 22 minutes. And look like I still have a little bit of editing to do, huh? Just some simple crops though. Nothing at all too strenuous. Just loud keystrokes. Okay. A lot of silence there. Let's see what that looks like. And that was the first battle of the game, so I actually don't want to delete that one. And delete that. Yeah, audience doesn't want to sit there while I'm tapping away at a keyboard. Yep. Okay. Took out the decoding stuff. Okay. I'll leave that there. Probably some comedic stuff I can do, but I'll leave it alone. Go ahead and edit that. And Do that in there. Scrub the darkness, scrub the quiet, the silence. All right, not too bad at all. I'm gonna grab my patrons, my end screen, my outro. Shrink that outro down, apply BGM, and that'll be about it. Grab my patron list, scrub over. Too close to the beginning of the game where all that crucial stuff is going on. I don't want it to cover up that part either. And is that the first battle? Second battle? Yeah, that's fine. And the end card looks fine now too. So that's a bit closer to how long it takes me to edit my videos when I'm not adding anything at all and when I'm not editing out too many things. This was adventures in. So you've seen those go up on the channel already. I got more to do, but I kind of do this in chunks. I might record 4 videos, I might edit 4 videos, and I do them all like this because of my work schedule. I've got to go back to work Monday night, hooray, unless they've transferred me by now to weekends, which would be so awesome. Not going to talk about that right now. Anyway, just thought you might enjoy a peek at how I edit my videos using Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't have any plans to switch off of this unless things with the Patreon or finance-wise goes sour. Then I'll be checking out Kden Live, I think. Kden Live is another free video making software, video editing software with keyframes and all of that stuff. It looks like it has a pretty friendly user interface, and I don't know if it's as feature-rich as Shotcut, but it's got a team of people working on it as opposed to the singular Shotcut developer. Don't know if that's a fair assessment either. So I do really love and appreciate Shotcut. It's what I will likely go back to using when I need to edit things quickly if I don't have access to Premiere Pro, so it's fine. But anyways, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Comments down below, absolutely anything at all. I like all of them and or answer them, and would love to hear your thoughts and kind of if you have a similar workflow to this or if this teaches you anything at all. Out of time, gotta go. Thank you again. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.